Look, we're taking it right now, we're moving in. So the method of acquiring these farms was harsh, and the result was a significant change in the environment, in the business environment throughout the country. Economically, things became unstable. Costs went way up. Then things started going bad. Not only the cost of transport, but fuel. Prices across the board were changing. Inflation started to rise at that time. There was so much happening. Everything was just going too fast. Shortages, food shortages. There was no production on these farms. There was no production industry. Different sectors were suffering. Inflation started rising. We called this new era of high inflation and all the problems that went along with it the black market. In the beginning, I was very ambitious. At that time, if you wanted to survive, you had to be experimental. Things, groceries, commodities that weren't obtainable in the formal markets, you'd find them outside. You had to go out hustling. You had to go to the person dealing sugar. Sugar was a good business because, in fact, almost no one could find sugar. People couldn't find fuel either, so there was people dealing in fuel. You could deal in almost anything. I remember once I was at a soccer match and my friend said to me, "Hey, if you want chicken, go to 2nd Street. The dry cleaners, they have chicken." Amid all this, the corrupt environment thrived. There were only a few powerful people who had access to the commodities. For example, those in marketing control boards. These top officials would channel certain things, grain, sugar, and fuel, to the black market. And that's how the black market thrived and the powerful became richer and richer. But with corrupt activities going on from top to bottom, the economy itself started falling. Production suffered. The government started losing lots of money. The currency started falling as well. Then, within a few years, we got to a point where the unemployment rate was over 90% or something. Industry wasn't functioning at all.
This is Pamela. No products and no imports. It was difficult to manufacture. So when that year started, I think we're talking late 2003, people would start bringing in things. There were a lot of cross-border traders going to the regional countries, South Africa, Botswana, Mozambique, and bringing back commodities to sell. And then inflation just shot up, kept on going higher and higher. Yeah, it was hard, and I was involved in it, buying and selling on the black market. There was a lot of risk. You could be raided, your product could be taken away. In time, it became more and more dangerous. There were police raids. I knew I had to get out of it and into a more legitimate business, something more formal. We used to think, oh, maybe next year it will be over. And then, of course, we got married, had kids, and you're not thinking about leaving when you've got young kids. We stay here because we have young kids. Sometimes you really do think about it, though. You think, okay, so what am I supposed to do? Stay with the kids and watch them die of hunger? Or leave them so I can go and work in maybe South Africa and every month send back money for food? A few months back, we almost left South Africa because, yes, that's what you're thinking. You wake up in the morning and there's nothing. There's no mealy meal, there's no sugar, there's no cooking oil, there's just nothing in the house. And you're thinking, why shouldn't I go to South Africa and work? My kids would be living a better life because I'd be able to provide food, clothes. But I never did leave, because we thought we could actually make it. And look, there are things you have to believe in. I'm a very patriotic person. I love Zimbabwe. I've been to other countries in the region. They don't compare to what I have here. Someone has to stay behind and protect it. So yes, I do still have hope.